As much credit as I give Nick Saban for his adaptability, as much credit as I give Nick Saban for being able to grow with the times, that I think is the biggest hindrance to Bill Belichick. Let me get the love off first. Like Nick Saban, Bill Belichick is arguably one of the greatest coaches of all time. Not just in football, or not just in the respective sport that he's in, but in history. The man took a organization that was not known for anything, that wasn't known for any type of winning, and built a dynasty out of it. Now, yes, for all the people that this Brady, I understand. Brady was a huge part of that. Yes. I'm not going to discredit Tom Brady's contributions to the Super Bowl or to the dynasty that was the Patriots. But you do need an architect. You do need someone to build. Tom Brady was an important piece, an important cog. But Bill Belichick was the machine. So Bill Belichick, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, is one of the greatest coaches of all time. He has 8 Super Bowls, 2 as a defensive coordinator, I believe, for the Giants with Bill Parcells, and 6 as a head coach for the New England Patriots. Now, yes, there are 2 different feelings when we hear Nick Saban retires and Bill Belichick pretty much out as the Pittsburgh, or why do I keep saying Pittsburgh Steelers, as the New England Patriots head coach. One obviously is done coaching for right now, because we know retirements aren't always cemented. Looking at you, Urban Myers. But one is obviously retiring. One is continuing coaching, or says he wants to continue coaching. Just we'll see where. Just not in New England, obviously. But another reason why there's a different feeling is how, for lack of a better term, how both of these entities, Nick Saban and Bill Belichick, how they both aged. We praised Nick Saban for his adaptability and his willingness to change and improve with the times. I think Bill Belichick's biggest issue, and his only issue, is he never adapted with the time. He kept looking back instead of looking forward. He kept looking back at, okay, how was I successful here? How was I successful there? And kept trying to duplicate that. And it gets to a point where duplication doesn't work. Duplication can work for a certain amount of time, but there has to be a lot of pieces to go into place when we're talking about successful duplication. And they weren't falling into place for Bill Belichick. He tried to draft the same way. He tried to get the same type of players in free agency. He traded off the same type of players. You see, that works when it works. I'm not here crapping on Bill Belichick. Do not hear me say Bill Belichick is trash. I'm not saying that. But when you're in the crux of it, when your team is leaps and bounds, not only the best defense in football, with Teddy Bruschi, with Ty Law, with McCourty, when you have the best defense and you also have the greatest quarterback in NFL history, then a lot of those moves that you make will work, can work. And a lot of those moves you make, even if they don't work, you have a defense to lean on. You have a quarterback to lean on. Well, what happens when your defense fizzles out? And the players that you leaned on for as much, they're gone. And you don't have the Tom Brady security blanket. Then a lot of those mistakes that you made with them get amplified and get magnified because you don't have that security blanket to lean on. You don't have the GOAT of quarterbacks and a solid defense. On top of that, you have a very weak division. Again, this is not me saying, this is not me discrediting Bill Belichick. This is me saying Bill Belichick is a cautionary tale for certain instances. Bill Belichick is the perfect example of what happens when you do not adjust with time. What happens if you are rigid? Too rigid. Because I'm sure Nick Saban is rigid in a lot of areas. There are things that winners need to have. Winning organizations, winning programs need to have. In that instance, I'm sure Nick Saban is rigid and didn't want to change a lot of those aspects. But there are some things that need to change. The way that you draft needs to change. The way that you handle players need to change. The way that you approach the draft needs to change. The way that you build a team needs to change. And for Nick Saban, that changed. And we saw it because we saw continuous growth. We even saw the last season. Again, they were a play away for possibly beating Michigan, the team that won the national championship. What did the Patriots look like this year? Or last year? Or the year before? Bill Belichick's legacy is still cemented. He's still, again, one of, if not the greatest coach in modern sports history. For damn sure, the greatest coach in football history. But the endings look different. And the endings look different because one, Nick Saban, was open to change. The other, Bill Belichick, was rigid to change and kept looking back on how we can duplicate that success. Instead of looking forward and saying, how can we change? How can we grow? Oh man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.